Yes, welcome all. Welcome Aditi Ben. Welcome Sony Ben.
Hi. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for joining.
Hi, Sohini ma'am.
Hi. Hello.
Our membership chair, Charuchandra Devasthale sir is there. Can we make him a panelist? Possibility?
Hello. Hi, everyone. Welcome to today's webinar. I'm very happy to have ISHRA Ahmedabad chapter's Aditi Shah, who is the current president, and Mr. Gaurang Patel, who is the president-elect with us. We also have Mr. Rushikesh Dale, who is the K-12 chair for Thane chapter, and we have the president for Thane chapter, Mr. Rajan Gankar, with us, and also their membership chair is here with us. We'd like to start with the webinar. And I'd like to introduce our speaker for today. Our speaker today is Dr. Nimrat Singh. She's a PhD in organizational behavior. She's the founder of Tangram that works in 3 core fields, namely clinical, counseling psychology, and human resource management since the last 24 years. She's also a psychologist role, parenting coach, author, and healer. She played a significant role in institutionalization of the field of counseling in Ahmedabad and has worked with leading institutes like IIM Ahmedabad, NID, MICA, NIFT, and many others. She is currently involved in philanthropic work, training mental health workers in telecounseling. And I'll hand over the mic now to Nimrat ma'am to start with the webinar, which is on emotional well-being during pandemic times.
Thank you so much, Sohini. So nice to be here and to listen to what y'all are doing as an organization. So it's really an honor and a pleasure to be here, especially for students. I think they're my favorite focus area. I always feel like a student because every time you're a student, you get to learn so much. So should I speak more in English or Hindi and English? What is better for you all? Students, you all can just type in the chat. Now we're going to chat a little. जो भी students है ना, yeah, वो chat में you will write. एक तो I want to know which grade have you gone to? आप कौन सी class में गए हो? Just quickly, I want to think full now in the chat. Which grade have you entered? Quickly. Okay. The others, all the students, 4th, 7th. Okay, 7th. Okay, 7th, 8th, very good. So wonderful, great, congratulations. Now I'm going to ask you a question. How are you feeling at this moment? आपको कैसे लग रहा है? You just have to write. Sad, happy, confused, excited, whatever, curious, whatever the word comes to your mind, just put it into the chat. Happy, wow, lovely. What about the others? How are you feeling? Sad, oh. We'll try and see whether, we'll find out why you're sad. Curious, wonderful. Gloomy, yeah, is the weather gloomy? That's why. Yeah, great. What about the others? Everybody can write now. Happy. So you see how much our moods. Family time pass, areva? Very good. So the families together, that's also a good thing that when you have your family together attending something, optimistic, wonderful, great. So yeah, if you notice, what have I asked you? I've asked you which class you study in and what are you feeling? Because today our topic is on emotional and social well-being. So when we talk about well-being, it means what? we're just checking in. We are just, बोलते ना पहले तो check in करना बहुत जरूरी है that how are we feeling right now. Many of us are stuck at home. We're not allowed to go out even to our friends' houses. We're not allowed to get our friends over. So it is affecting our mental health, emotional health. Do you agree? Say yes if it is disturbing you now. It has started disturbing you now. Yes. Yes, absolutely. I'm glad you all are saying that, because then we would be able to do something about it. So today's session, we're just going to have a chat. I'm going to reserve some time for your questions. In between, if you have any questions, please put it down in the chat. Or end में आप personally भी पूछ सकते हो. That will be great. So we can reduce the time for presentation and spend more time with the questions. If you have questions, just let me know, right? So we'll start with this little presentation I have prepared, keeping in mind that, when you're a school student, what are the things which, we could focus on. So if you see these faces, जो मैंने अभी आपको पूछा, some of you are like that, the blue ball, and some of you are like the smiling, the yellow ball. Isn't that what it is? So emotional and well-being during the pandemic. Now, when we talk about emotional well-being, we are also realizing that students who played so many games, you all had so many passions, different sports, dance, music, hanging out with friends, all that suddenly stopped. And what stayed with you is a responsibility of school. So obviously, it's been a very hard year for everybody, for you also. And we believe that 1 out of 5 youth are struggling with mental health problems, because it's overwhelming for everybody. Yes, so you agree and we also agree. But the question is, now, what do we do about it? I think that's why we are here to talk about it. Okay, ऐसे लग रहा है at the onset of the COVID-19 outbreak, people are feeling less emotionally tolerant. They're losing their cool faster. It's including older people, younger people. So the emotional well-being has lowered by 74%. This is a research that is saying. Therefore, it is very important to understand that we are all in it together, and it is normal to feel moody, sometimes not feel up to it, sometimes not feel like going to class, not wanting to eat, wanting to, just spend time on the internet, doing things which, you're spending time more than required. So it's important to understand what is mental health. Mental health is one of the most important things. Just look at it like this, that, today also, when we want to buy something for ourselves, whether it is grooming, looking good, clothes, cosmetic for young teenager girls who are, who enjoy grooming, boys love to buy new clothes, or they buy new games or whatever. We have a lot we do for our physical health, but we don't really spend time thinking about our mental health. So what is happening inside does not get connected. And yet the mind and body are connected. आपने notice किया जब आप बहुत खुश हो, पूरी रात नहीं सोए, you were with your friends because you had a night out with your friends, not now, maybe in the past. When you came back home, you were fit as a fiddle. If your mother said आपको नींद आ रही है, नहीं मुझे बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है. If the same thing reverses to you were studying all night, next day what would happen? So what happens is, it's about your feelings. If you're feeling happy and you're stretching yourself, you don't feel tired. But if you're forced to do something, then you can get tired. So it is really something which we need to understand, that it can be positive or negative mental health. Sometimes we just feel very happy for no reason, and sometimes we just feel low. It can be complicated at times. Sabka mood वैसे ही नहीं रहता है. Some people are naturally happy. They are able to adjust better to the COVID. Understand that. Everybody does not, because some of us are social beings. We like to work, we like to connect, we like to meet people, we like nature. So it becomes more and more difficult. I can talk about myself. When the thing started, I said, no, it's okay. I think we are mental health workers. हम तो बहुत कुछ करेंगे, और हमने किया भी. We started this COVID helpline where we were helping people who were very anxious, nervous. Then when we were almost like, close to the first phase, then I felt, no, I need to go to office. I need to meet my friends. And suddenly the second wave came. Now we have to be realistic that these are real things that are happening, and how do we cope with it? So there is a difference between people who adjust and who don't adjust, and that is the part which becomes a healthy part. What is health? Now, sometimes we misunderstand mental health as, कोई अगर weak, जैसे बोलते हैं ना, depressed है या disturbed है या sad है, is not enjoying, is not doing well. Some of us are not doing well in studies because we don't like online classes. Some of us don't show up for classes. It's not a sign of weakness. Please understand, mental health is not shameful. It's not a stigma till you believe it's a stigma. It's not. Anybody can feel, vulnerable at some point or the other. It's all in your mind. No, that's not true. It also manifests in the body. And sometimes when you think about it, we overthink about it. That also causes you to feel low. And many times it is interchangeably used as mental illness. No, mental health is, are we socially, emotionally, physically active, productive? And are we comfortable with ourselves? If the answer is yes, then you're mentally healthy. It doesn't mean absence of illness. Sometimes people feel that I'm bimar nahi hai to I'm healthy hai. No. If you're not well, it doesn't mean that you're on top of health. Okay. So there are some, what is mental health and what is not mental health. Mental health, many times people feel if the person doesn't feel like getting up, doesn't do much, we feel the person is faking it. उसको नहीं करना है, वो lazy है, इसीलिए वो ऐसे कर रहा है. But trust me, if it goes on for more than 2 weeks and the person still continues to feel unhealthy mentally, or doesn't feel like going to class, doesn't feel like finishing work, is not productive, then that is something we may want to look at. We may want to take it further. Now, with mental health is the emotional well-being. So what is the definition of emotional well-being? It's a positive state of mind, body, feeling, okay? And your ability to cope. So supposing you feel that, I play games, I don't attend class, I don't meet anybody, I don't take anybody's calls, I don't talk to my parents, so I'm fine. But here, are you coping? Are you productive? Are you part of the community and the environment? If the answer is no, then maybe you are in the reserve category. It is possible that could happen. Emotional health is an important part of overall health. See, mind, body, spirit, feelings, thinking, and behavior. All these things are related. We cannot say कि अगर हम खुश हैं तो हम कुछ नहीं कर रहे हैं. We are doing, we become contributors then. We become happy, we become more talkative, we like to talk to our friends, to our parents, we want to attend class. So they're all related. People who are emotionally healthy are in control of their thoughts, feelings, and behavior. You notice the times when you're happy, when you're emotionally chirpy, means you're thinking correctly. आपका mind positive सोच रहा है. आपकी feelings भी positive है. You are happy. Like many of you have written, you're happy, you're curious, you're wondering what is going to happen, and your behavior is open. You want to learn, and they're more capable to cope with life's challenges. They can keep problems in perspective and bounce back. So this is the difference that, if the person is healthy emotionally, then for little time it may happen in the day, your day is very boring, it is sad, you're not enjoying. I think many of us in the evening, we start feeling, how many of you feel like that, अरे शाम का time है, किधर जाने नहीं मिल रहा है. There are those phases. But after that, again, you say, koi nahi, let me do something else. Let me get busy with something else. So decreased emotional well-being causes mental health concerns. Why? Because it causes your anxiety to come up. Kya hoga, kya nahi hoga, stress ho jata hai. That can affect your physical health. And how does stress affect you? Can you write in the chat box? When you are under a lot of stress, what happens to your body? Have you noticed? So please write in the chat what happens to your body. Like I get a headache. I have an upset tummy many times. What do you have? What happens to you? Yeah, okay. Makes me anxious, but which part of the body gets affected is what we need to know. Does the head get affected? Does your stomach get affected? Some people's throat gets affected. Somebody can get a migraine. The energy goes down. You don't feel very motivated to get up and do things. Some people have sleep problems. Many of us are not able to sleep properly. So these are all related to emotional well-being, mental health, and physical health. All of them are connected to each other, right? So we cannot say that we are physically healthy, but we are not mentally healthy. Mind and body both have to be healthy. So, ऐसे बोलते हैं ना, think positive. When you're thinking positive, you're thinking of bright ideas that, okay, there's a pandemic, it's going to go away. I need to focus on what I need to do after the 10th. How do I need to plan for that? What are the things which are available on the YouTube? What can I read with other people? What are the courses, free courses that are available online? So what you're thinking is, wo dimag ki batti jal rahi hai. You're thinking vibrantly, you're thinking of the future. And then when you talk, you don't attract negative thoughts. You don't say, kya kare, kya nahi. You say, no, this is okay. This phase is like this, but we can always find a way out. And when you talk positive, your energy is high, then what happens is you feel very positive as well. Okay. So it's all think, talk, and feel.
Ma'am, sorry, you gonna mute.
Now tell me, how do you create this? हम बोल रहे हैं अभी emotional health, well-being को बढ़ाओ. कैसे बढ़ाएंगे हम? What do you think? Give me some ideas. What do you think we can do? See, some of the things which we all, give me one idea what you do to increase your emotional health, well-being. You can write it or you can tell me. Some people like to make a routine. Okay. Some people like to keep some time for their hobbies and interests and activities. Yeah. What else? Yeah, exactly. You know, routine is the most underrated thing. हमें लगता है routine में होने से क्या होगा? But trust me, if you have a routine of waking up to sleeping, you can easily plan so much that you'll be surprised that in one day I could do so much. Actually, I've written a chapter for a book which is going to be launched very soon. I never thought I would be able to write it, and I wrote it in 1 week with all my work that was happening, because I just told myself the early part of the day and the end of the day, half an hour both times, I'm going to keep aside just to write, and that became possible. So I'm just saying that routine. Somebody's written meditation. Yes, meditation. Some of us also need to offer our gratitude. How many of us are so blessed that we have our own technology that helps us to reach our school, our friends. We have our mobile. Some of us may not have our personal, but we have all facilities in the house. We have hot, fresh food in the house. These kind of things which we never thought were so important have become so important for us now. So this whole thing of, being in a routine, being, practical about things, finding time for your hobbies, putting your routine for the chores, helping out in the house. I don't know how many of you are helping out in the house. Are you all helping? No, I'm not sharing anything, Vipin bhai. I'm just talking right now. How many of you help your parents? Even that is a way of actually doing something in the house and becoming productive. We learned about life skills. Most of us now, we learned कि life skills होने चाहिए. Life skills क्या होते हैं? Not maths, not history, not English, not Hindi, not any of those subjects. Life skills mean what kind of skills you require to live in the practical world. And many times it is done through CAS or through some projects which are given to you in school. And I'll give you an example. Supposing you have to create something and design something. In that, what do you require? Teamwork. You require problem solving ability. You require leadership. You require social skills. You require emotional intelligence. You require a bit of extroversion. You require decision-making ability. ये सब कहाँ से आती है? ये तभी आते हैं जब हम प्रैक्टिकली कोई चीज को करके दिखाते हैं. Now, the advantage of pandemic is there are a lot of things which became possible because you are home. There are a lot of skills which we thought we could learn, but we can learn now. And I'm sure some of you have converted your free time into useful activities. I don't know if anybody wants to share. What did you do which you never did before, but you did during the pandemic, which has really turned out to be a good thing for you? Maybe towards the end, I would love if some of you could share that. And that could be very inspiring to all of us. So just moving ahead now, these are the things which you can do. Strategies to foster emotional well-being. One is very important is just relax as you get up in the morning. The first thing is thank the Lord, pause, breathe, reflect. Reflect about what happened in the last day. What were you not able to do? What are you going to continue doing today? So there has to be a continuity from one day to the other. Do find time to connect to people. It doesn't mean you're constantly on social media. ये भी एक बहुत बड़ी बात हो रही है कि लोग सोशल मीडिया पे कनेक्ट कर रहे हैं लेकिन फैमिली में कनेक्ट नहीं कर रहे because they are so busy either studying or playing games or connecting to their friends. Now, honestly, that can be very tiring. You know, when you want to relax, two things which get very tired are your eyes and your mind. And when you're constantly on technology, these are the two things which don't get rest. So if you have to be wise about it, that how are you connecting to people? Then keep the routine healthy, keep it going. Like some of you talked about meditation, some could be doing mindfulness, pranayama, physical exercises, playing something at home, you know, with your little sibling. So whatever it is, helping your parents in some work or the other. And then being kind to yourself and others. If you're kind to yourself, you'll be kind to others as well. Don't be very pushy, forceful, or a frustration, because see, some things are in your control, some things are not in your control. So spend time thinking about what you can do, not what you cannot do. Practice gratitude. And sometimes it's a great thing to detoxify from social media. It just means that, you know, you can just switch off your mobile for a few hours. When you're studying, keep it away from yourself. When you're eating dinner, keep it away from yourself. Do not bring it on the table. This is something which is very easily doable. And trust me, you will realize there's more conversation happening on the table. And I think this is for all of us, because if I have to teach my son that, I will also have to practice that I don't get my mobile on the table. And that would really be family time. Very little things, but they can go a very long way. So if you haven't done it, maybe it's time that you can tell your parents, let's start doing it. Then during the pandemic, there are some strategies that can help you to reduce your stress. We are all stressed. If we say we are not, we are, because every time you put on a channel, you put on any news, you open the newspaper or a magazine, all that you see is that there's a cyclone hitting, there's a pandemic happening, there are oxygen cylinder shortages, medicines, vaccines. That's all what we are looking at. So you can see that woman, she's got so much happening up there in her head. But I've learned one very simple formula for myself, and I can just share it with you. I ask myself one thing: can I do anything about this? Is it in my influence, in my control? If it is not in my circle of control, that means I cannot go and become the government, I cannot change anything outside, then I will not get very influenced by that. I will feel bad. I may pray, I may try and do little things like do counseling, help people through my work. But beyond that, I can't do anything. So what should I be doing? I should stick to my routine, do my work. Like you can study, you can help your family, you can avoid spreading rumors, not see too much of technology. So all what you can do to reduce stress can make you healthy. And how do you start? You can start your day with exercising, reflecting, and being present. Sometimes I've heard parents saying, बच्चा सो के नहीं उठता है और उसको क्लास में जाना होता है. In that few seconds, there's a transition. He puts off his camera, sits in front, and then he's groggy, goes back to sleep because he's lying down and listening to the teacher. Now, honestly speaking, it's very tempting to do that, but it really may not help. How about getting up, taking a shower, or just washing your face, having a cup of tea or coffee before sitting, having milk, so that you're all present over there. So when you sit, you'll be able to attend that better. Then, of course, some people don't want to have a shower every day. They want to eat junk food, order still from Swiggy and other places. I think that is also very common. Yeah, but if you can start having a shower, having healthy food, and eating, binge eating or junk eating once in a way, perfectly fine. Another thing is we underestimate drinking water as much. Water is really something which is very useful to build your immunity as well. So people who drink less water, start focusing on that. Focus on what is in your control. So make a list of things which you can change and start working on them. That is to do with your personal life, with your work life. Communicate with others. Do not isolate. See, there is a physical isolation, social distancing, but you can still be connected to people. Speak to a mental health professional if your symptoms are that you're not able to get up, you're feeling very tired all the time, you're not able to focus on your studies, your studies is deteriorating, you're not able to talk to your friends properly, you don't feel like talking to them, and it has lasted for at least 2 weeks. See, the criteria is if it lasts for a week or two, then you should be a little worried. And let me tell you, the good news is that most of the mental health problems can be solved very quickly. You can go to a counselor, your schools have counselors, you can talk to your mother, you can talk to a friend's mother, whoever can help you emotionally would be the perfect person to start with. Then stick to a schedule, as I told you. Weekend you can indulge, but other times if you're in a routine, your body clock automatically will wake you up. Then learn something new. Is there something which you always wanted to learn, but you never got doing? Like I can tell you that, I always wanted to grow microgreens. I was always fascinated when I went to a supermarket and I saw, different things are grown and they're little plants which we can eat in terms of salad, in form of salad. I started growing my greens at home and I was so fascinated. It just happened so easily. And I realized that all my life I never took to plants and now I'm really enjoying them. Some of us have pets. We can play and, relax ourselves by being with pets. Pets are the best listeners. They're the most active listeners. They will just listen to whatever you tell them. So do things which you can do, you can create. And productivity comes second. Don't worry, don't always try to be a perfectionist. मुझे करना है तो बहुत अच्छा करना है. करना important है, बहुत अच्छा करना important नहीं है. Even if my microgreens didn't come out well the first few times, it was okay. But then that helped me to see how much water to put in the plant, how much sunlight, when to give the sunlight. So all these things you can learn only if you are curious and you put yourself to learn those things. Then lastly, I want to tell you that, many times we have to be aware of how we feel. Even negative feelings are to be experienced. Many times we feel that because our society does not encourage us to feel sad. The moment you're sad, somebody will say, no, don't feel sad. Don't cry. Don't get disturbed. Because somewhere there is a taboo and a stigma to feel sad about something. But honestly speaking, we cannot always be happy all the time. We do have different moods. If you're not feeling up to it, you have remembered something and that is saddening you. It's perfectly fine. Sometimes journaling it down, making a note of it, just putting down something, writing something, putting a sticker there, making a dream journal, thinking of where all you want to travel, what you want to do. I think that can also really loosen you and free you to a large extent. It's like, a jar. if supposing your head was a jar and the jar was full of what next, will I pass, will I get the subject I want to, will I get into a good college, will I be able to travel abroad with all this that is happening, will my friends continue to be my friends, will my parents support me, will their health be good, will I be healthy? There are hundreds of questions. Now imagine if your head was a jar and your jar was full with all this, then what would happen? There would be no scope to do anything else. So there are three levels or in which you can be awake. One is you can just survive. You can just survive. Or you can even thrive. Sometimes, just that you're just being there. You're not happy with what is happening. And the highest level is that, you are thriving, you are vibrant. You've put all your time to good use. And after, 3 months, 6 months, when everything opens up, you're already ready, with the newness. So it all would depend upon how you're looking at things. And this last slide would explain that more, that these are the three levels. That are you surviving? If you're surviving, then you're only living for the day. And take this test for yourself. That means little things worry you. You feel very upset about little things. The news channels, whatever you listen to, disturbs you. You feel very scared because everything is unknown. We don't know what's going to happen. Now this would be, that means you are in the stage of survival. That means it's only for a day. The second phase is when you are a little more accepting. It means you know what to let go, what to hold. You value some things and you say that, okay, even for now, let me do this. Again, your mind may drift again. Kya fayda karne ka? But for some time, you're able to make a routine. You're able to, put away the social media for some time. You're able to sleep without feeling stressed. And you start getting a little more attached to people. That means there is a fair amount of acceptance. And lastly is your thriving, the place where you grow. That means ask yourself, am I helping people where I can? Am I helping my mother? Do I feel connected to all the loved ones I have? Do I stay in touch with them? Am I feeling joy and hope? Even though things are not okay, but I know this is going to pass by. I believe that. I really believe that this is not there to stay all the time. We know that it's a phase. It's just going to go away. But yes, we still will have to be very careful and follow all the protocols, respect them, because our lives are very precious. Then I have the confidence and the resilience. This is the time to build your emotional muscle. If you have the muscle, then you can fight whatever comes your way. Then are you appreciating what you're gaining from the time you're home? Are you looking ahead a year from now, 2 years from now, how you would want to progress and what are you putting in place for that? So all this, when you start doing, do you feel calmer? Do you live in the present? See, we get anxious, we regret about our past and we feel anxious and scared about our future. If we are in the present, then there's nothing to worry. And can I be patient and kind to myself and others? These are the things which we need to keep asking ourselves. And if you're in the growth mode, then things become easier. Your emotional energy is available to you. Your thoughts, feeling, behavior, everything seems to be quite proactive. And when you feel low, you don't hide it. You just talk about it to people who value you. You write it. You do things which make you feel happy. There is always something that makes us happy. Like I remember that every year I go to some jungle of India. I love photography. Last 2 years, I think my last trip was 2 years back in March. I had gone to that bird sanctuary, Bharatpur. I haven't been after that. But I still love watching Discovery Channel. Nothing stops me from doing that. So there are emotions, feelings which we need to keep nurturing. We have a child in us. That child needs to be kept curious and alive. So don't hide your feelings. Know why you feel the way you feel. it's no use blaming anybody because it's not going to help. And accept all your emotions are natural and understandable. There's nothing wrong in the way you're feeling, nothing abnormal about it. The moment you start accepting it, it's very easy to change it because you are not that emotion, you're feeling it, and feelings can change. And I don't know whether you've heard about this concept, but I'd like to end with the Ikigai. So there are some places in Japan where they live more than 100 years. You may have heard this, that, there's a book called Ikigai, which is talking about the way of living. So what are the things people do to live such a healthy life? There are no hospitals there. They don't die of any disease. So what is so special about those villages? They are called the blue zones. And couple of things, of course, I can't tell you everything here, but what's important is they practice a lot of social meetings. They meet over tea. They laugh a lot. There's a lot of humor in their lives. They live in a routine. They love work. They work till the end of life. They are very family people. So these are some qualities which they have. Now, our Ikigai as a student can be what? What do I love doing is the first thing you have to find out. What do I like to do? What I enjoy doing? Do I like robotics? Do I like music? Do I like mixing music? Do I like anything to be engineered? Do I like, what would you say? Designing, doodling, coloring. Who do I like? What's my passion? Okay, that's where the passion comes from. And with that, because you like it, you love it, you are good at it also. So it's like practicing. If Sachin Tendulkar, Virat Kohli did not love what they were doing, they wouldn't have practiced. They wouldn't have been where they are, isn't it? So what are you good at is the second thing. The third very important thing is, what does the world want? Obviously, if you are going to do something in terms of a career, then it has to be something which is required. What is it that the world really requires? I remember when I took psychology, I was really I had good marks. I won't say I was a good student, but I had very good marks in the 10th. Despite that, I chose to take psychology simply because I could think of starting a counseling center. I really wanted to do something for students. I wanted to start a center where we could help students decide on their careers, not on their marks, but on their what they're good at, their personality, their aptitudes. So for me, when I did it, it was not a field which was very worthy. But today, after 25 years, when I look back at what all I've done, publishing books and working with the premium institutes, I think because I was so passionate about it, that was my driver. See, we all have to have something that we wake up to, everybody at any age. What excites you? What wakes you up? If it is not your studies, what is it? Always have something which, you are excited, what you love. So your passion will go, then you will get good at it. Then what the world wants from you. So that's also very important. What are the things which are, useful? And the fourth, very important is, as you go into the world of work, you will realize what you get paid for. Obviously, you don't want to do something free. And for you, it has to be very fulfilling, because need for aspiration, accomplishment is also as important as, need to be loved and valued. So these are the four things. If all these four circles come together, then you have achieved your Ikigai. That means you know what you want, you love what you want, you are good at something, the world needs it, and you get paid for it. And if all of them come together, then this is the Ikigai. And honestly, all of us are not blessed to do that. But if you start early and you start doing this, I think you could be one of those, I feel I'm the lucky one that I have found what I really enjoy doing and what the world wants and what it pays me for. So many times just getting that early in life could be the biggest blessing. I think with this, I'm going to stop share for now. and I'd love to take questions. But before I take the questions, I want to tell you one story which has moved me a lot. And I think how our perception can influence what we are doing is really important in this story. So I'm going to leave you with this story and then I'd love to answer your questions. So there are three people who are serving their term in a jail because they may have done something really wrong in their life. So they are in jail, and as you know, in jails, they have to earn. There's a dignity of labor. Everybody has to work hard to earn their money. So all three of them were given the same job of laying bricks. Okay, every day they would come, and of course, they had to do it in the sun hurting them, but they had to keep doing it. So when the jailer came to check out what each one of them is doing, he asked each one, and he got three different answers for the same thing they were doing. So I think many of you would know this, but I'm still going to say it. So the first person they asked, "Kya kar rahe ho bhaiya?" He said, "तुमको दिख नहीं रहा है," in a very irritated way. जो बोल रहे वो कर रहे वो माई बाप है. They are, the bosses. We are their slaves. We have to do whatever they tell us. This is what they make us do. So then the jailer went to the next person. "What are you doing?" So he said, "I have been asked to make a wall. I don't know anything else. Whatever I'm supposed to do, you can ask the boss who has asked us to do this." The third person was with lots of love and passion. He was putting the bricks, cementing them, totally involved. And, as if to say he is doing something really different from them. So they asked him, "What are you doing?" So he says, "Oh, I am creating a beautiful a place, a mandir, a temple here where we can all pray and we can all pray for our families and accomplish whatever we want from here. So I am the lucky one who has been given this opportunity to make this mandir." So my friends, I think we talked about the three levels of surviving to thriving. Is the same thing. What choices do we make in our lives? The pandemic is the same for all of us, but are we waiting for things to get better so then we will start working? Or are we saying that, I am going to just do what I wish to do because this is my moment. I have all the time, the energy, drive, passion. Nobody can take that away from me because it's inside me. It's not outside me. Or what else? What else can you do where, you're thinking of a long-term goal where you're pitching right so that your future just opens up when everything opens up. So with this, I'd like to close my presentation and love to hear from you all. Any thoughts, comments, anything which you do differently, please, open house now.
Thank you so much, Nimrat ma'am. This was such a wonderful, wonderful session. And I'd like to ask all the attendees to please post any questions that you have in the comments section so that we can read them and ma'am can answer them for you.
So I had a question from you, for each one of you. What is that one thing which you're going to start doing from now after listening to this? Anything you're going to start doing that, yeah, I had it in mind, but now it's got reinforced. So ye to mujhe karna hi hai. Please put it down on the chat. And I want to see all of you putting this down. What is that one thing you're going to start doing from now? The session is wonderful. Yes, it will be more wonderful if I get y'all to tell me what y'all are going to do, because it's not about my oration. It's about how you're going to take it home. I'd love to hear that. So go ahead and tell me. Yeah, build a routine for doing things. Great. I'm sure you do have a routine, but you would take this a little more seriously. Yes, great. What else? At least one thing, when I was speaking, I realized that I'm not spending too much time having fun. I want to have fun. I don't want to be so serious about everything. Start not paying attention to daily news. Yes, That is something I have stopped, not in the morning, not in the evening, after a day or two, anyway the news comes about around. Try to improve myself through this session. How? Specifically what? What would you like to change? Anything, any one thing. Help mommy, learn some soft skills, spend time meditating, physical fitness. I talk about it, but I don't do it. I can start doing it, whatever. Okay, getting away from negative thoughts. Yes, reading out of, yeah, out of college books, school books, read other books, have fun, the genre you like, read whatever you want. Yeah, helping people in the house, that will be wonderful. It won't only help you, but it will help your family as well. Fantastic. I think that's great. What about the others? Keep writing, because when you commit, to yourself, you do it. Yeah, I want to explore myself. Like what? You'll have to specify to yourself. Like, I think I don't do a lot of learning from the computers. There is so many things which are available free of charge. It's just there, but I don't spend time doing that. Helping the environment, great. Think about how you can do that. Absolutely great. Yeah, there are a lot of things we can start doing. Growing more plants around our house is going to, the rains is going to come. Of course, this is not the rains actually, but in a month or two, you can start growing beautiful plants. Yeah, doing art and craft, absolutely. Keeping just a drawing book somewhere. So when you want to break away from your studies, go into that. Yeah, spending more time with pets, absolutely therapeutic. Fantastic. Any questions apart from this? Yeah, great. There are lots of things happening online. There are a lot of people who are learning different techniques of relaxation. Whatever works for you, whatever you feel that I want to work in this area. It could be either, reading more, that because you don't have reading habits, learning a new skill, spending time with the family, with your friends, even playing games sometimes. It's perfectly healthy and normal. Just balance out things so that you know that you're in control of things, of your life, of your day. And it's okay if sometimes you indulge in other things. Okay, when you're anxious, so what are you anxious about is something which we need to know. That if something is coming up, it's an exam coming up or a test, or marks are going to be given, or something that is making us anxious, we need to really look at that and ask ourselves that did we put in our best? Could we have done something differently? And is it okay if it wasn't the best? Can you still try putting more effort? So not looking at it as an absolute, but looking at it as I'm a work in progress. I always believe so, that I'm a work in progress. I'll never be there. I'll never reach perfection, but I can always contribute to my betterment. Many times our anxiety comes because we think that other people are judging us. Actually, many times we are judging ourselves. So if we can change our thoughts affect our feelings, affects our behavior. So supposing your thoughts are, let's look at two types of thoughts. That will give you an idea. Now, we are talking about the pandemic and emotion. So let's tie these two things up and create something. So the thought is, oh, this pandemic second wave is already here, third wave is on its way. I don't know what's really going to happen. Now, this is a reality. This is coming in the news. This I'm not changing. This is the real event. Okay, the event is that. And if the thought is that of what will I be able to do? Will my family survive? Will I survive? Will everything be okay? I really wonder financially what is going to happen to the family. Now, these are my thoughts. Moment I have these thoughts, what will be the feelings related to this? Can you put down? What will be my feelings if these are my thoughts? What will happen? I cannot understand. I'm very confused. Nothing looks clear to me. The future looks really scary to me. What would be the feelings? Let's look at what are the feelings. So what would be the feelings? If these are the thoughts, what are the feelings? Yeah, fear. Very good. What else? Anxiety, disappointment, sadness, scary. Yes. Okay. So your thoughts led to your feelings. And because you feel all this, then what will be the behavior? You will keep thinking about something. Your energy will be drained. You will not finish your work. You won't be able to concentrate on your studies. You will go slow and sluggish. You may sleep more. You may eat more. Yeah, you may feel very low all the time. Your energy will be depleted. Okay, because your thoughts led to feelings, led to behavior. Now, I'm telling you the situation is the same. There is a pandemic, second wave, third wave bhi aayega. Now, what you're thinking is, I'm going to tell you the thoughts. You have to tell me what will be the feelings and the behavior. So be ready to hit the button and explain me that. So my thoughts are, okay, that was expected. India has a high population. So the density, according to the density, we are having issues right now. But as the government and as the bodies are taking, control, things are going to start getting better. And since I cannot do anything outside, all I can do is just stay in control of what I can do. And that's all is possible from my end. It's going to be there and it will go when it has to go. But being over worried is not going to help me. So better I concentrate on my studies, on my day-to-day activities of helping my mother, of doing things the way I have to do. And whenever I get very stressed, I can also do things that calm me down. What will be the feelings? If any of these thoughts, you have thought of any of these thoughts, what would be the feelings? What feelings come up? Will you be more relaxed? You'll be calm. You'll be more accepting. You may be a little anxious, of course, because it is a place of anxiety. You may have little fears, but it won't paralyze you. It will still help you to do whatever you want to do, right? So what will be the behavior then? Will you eat too much or sleep too much or chat too much or go and, disconnect with everything, keep watching TV and doing other things? Will you do all that? Yes or no? You won't do it, right? Why won't you do it? Because now you're not really stressed. You'll say, ये तो हो रहा है, बाहर हो रहा है ना, अंदर तो नहीं हो रहा. I have control over some things. Let me look at what I can control. What is happening outside? I can't do much about it. So I have no influence there. I have influence over my life. So if you see the different thoughts, what changed in the two conditions, the event is the same, but because the thoughts change, your feelings change and your behavior changes. So try doing that whenever you get a thought that makes you anxious. I'm not meeting my friends and it's going to be so horrible. I'll never learn social skills. I'll never have friends. They'll all become friends with each other. And I'll feel so empty. I don't like my family. I don't want to talk to them. They will never understand me. These are all thoughts. And then because of these thoughts, there are feelings of anger, disappointment, frustration, impatience. And what will be the behavior? Not talking, not coming out of your room, being rude. That will become the thing. Supposing you say that, yeah, I'm not able to meet my friends, but I can always have a chat with them. I can always share a joke or two with them. I can always do that with my family, when my parents are relatively free. I can do a lot of things from whatever limitations I have. I have siblings. I can bond with my siblings. So let me make the best of what I have. Then what will be the feelings? You'll be a little easier. You'll be more relaxed. You'll be more realistic. You won't be very pushy. Okay. And what will be the outcome then? Do you think you will be a calmer person? You'll get less angry with your family members. You'll be more accepting. You'll be able to focus more on things. So this is how you may want to, put down what you're feeling, put it down, what you can change. How you can change your thoughts so that your feelings change is what you need to look at. Don't get into the negative loop, because this is a trap. Every time you're thinking negative, that I'm not good enough, other people are not good enough, and the future doesn't look good. That's a trap. I'm doing my best, other people are doing their best. And if all this happens, the future sooner or later will have to change. Then there is no trap, because you're being very practical, realistic. You're looking after yourself, your health, your physical health, mental health. You're making sure you're following all the protocols. You're making sure that you turn up every day to your studies. You're taking an emotional checkup to see, whether you're feeling okay. If you're not feeling okay, you have the thing to talk to somebody or write it down, or hone some hobbies, relax a little, listen to music, do all the things which will calm you down, and then go back to your studies. So that's how you will move from just surviving to thriving. And you'll be like that third person in the jail who says that I'm making this beautiful temple. I'm blessed that I've got this opportunity of being at home and making the best of my life.
Great, thank you, ma'am. Yes.
Yes.
There's one more question. How to counsel children when they are feeling low, as they are unable to go out to meet friends for playing, shopping, partying? This is from Rajan sir from Thane.
I think just making sure that as parents, we have some time for our children where we play some games together, we do chores together. So rather than talking to them, actually, if we take them into, it depends on what age group also the child is. Sometimes just playing games together, watching some serials, funny episodes together, working together in the house, helping each other. Can be very helpful. Answering their questions, sometimes they may have fears which they want to bring up, they can always bring it up. So it's communication, body language, spending time with them, weekend bonding. There can be a lot of these kind of activities that can be done. Again, depending on what is the age group of the child. And yes, sometimes the child does show some signs of becoming low, sad. So listening to the child, I think even sometimes you may not have answers, but even if the child gets a vent to his feelings, ke chalo, bol diya, nikal gaya. Nothing we can do more than that. Even that can be good enough for the child. I hope that's answered your question.
Yes, yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. Now I'd like to invite our Ishra Ahmedabad chapter's president, Ms. Aditi Shah, to speak a few words.
Hi, good evening, ma'am. Good evening, all. Ma'am, it was wonderful listening to you.
But I wish I could, sorry, but can I see all of you? Why are you all absent? Please show up at least on the, I'd love to see all of you, please. Yeah, please, lovely. Hi. Even in the media, see, this is something which I would like to say that, when students don't show up many times and the teacher is teaching, I think that sometimes for the teacher also. So I think it's a good, I'm happy to see you. Thank you so much for sharing that. Yeah, Aditi, good to see you.
Good to see you too, ma'am. As I told you earlier, you actually counseled me way back when I was in 8th or 9th grade. And it was wonderful listening to you today. It is definitely required a new perspective, a new way to look at life right now. And thank you so much for the talk. It was a wonderful, wonderful session. We also have Thane chapter with us today, and we have Thane president, Mr. Rajan, with us. Rajan sir, if you could just speak few words, and thank you so much for joining.
Yeah, sure. I think thanks, for inviting us, Aditi and Sohini, for this wonderful session. And it was a wonderful session, Dr. Nimrat. I think emotional well-being is one of the critical element in today's challenging times. And that's what, I mean, people sometimes don't give importance to it as much as they give importance to physical fitness. But mental fitness, I feel, is more important than physical fitness, because if you are mentally fit, if you are emotionally strong, then you can actually overcome any challenge that you have in life. And so that's one thing. If you ask कि भाई ये pandemic में आपको क्या करना है, तो मुझे physically fit रहना है. फिजिकली फिट रहना है, ठीक है, बट अगर आप मेंटली फिट रहोगे तो यू विल बी फिजिकली फिट, यू विल बी everything you can handle. That's what actually is I mean, so important it is. And so Aditi, thanks for organizing such a session. Normally what happens, students are unable to express. Unfortunately today, somehow the number of students who attended were quite low, Dr. Nimrat. Otherwise, we have more than 100 odd students coming in, frankly. Somehow, I'm not sure as to what has happened, but yeah, they are probably unable to understand the topic's importance, or, the topic seems to be a little bit heavy for them, or whatever. But otherwise, for students, they are unable to express themselves, and they are, they actually अंदर ही अंदर वो अपने अंदर एक घुटन सी उनको महसूस होती है ड्यूरिंग दिस पीरियड. And they express themselves in different ways, which is not really conducive to the family. And I find that a lot of families are facing a lot of challenges due to this, and the parents are unable to kind of address those, because both the parents are working. In fact, during the work from home, now they are working double.
Yeah. Oh, that's something which we didn't cover, because that's another thing. We have very porous boundaries, and that is also affecting our children, because we don't draw boundaries with work. We feel that nay, it's very important to do it. And I think it's good that more adults have joined this course, because this program right now, as I can see, I think we get sensitive. Now, don't you think we'll be able to do a better job with our children? They actually want a year to listen. Many times we don't, because we've never experienced anything like this in our lives. And Aditi, I don't know, I should say this here or no, but and Sohini, I was detected COVID positive just 3 days back. This is my first session. I've cancelled everything, but I had committed to y'all. So I'm here doing this session for y'all. And I was just, this is where the emotional strength comes. That's what I'm saying. Because I'm so passionate about my field, it was a reality check for me also. कि ये हो सकेगा कि नहीं होगा. So my husband just came and gave me tea. He said, "You're sure?" I said, "Of course I'm sure." So thank you so much for, this empowerment. I felt that energy from the group.
We are thankful to this. If you didn't informed us earlier, I hope you're doing well. I hope
yeah, you can see that.
Yeah, you are actually glowing, madam.
If you wouldn't have told us, we would have never known, ma'am, that you are.
This is even I didn't know now whether I'll be up to it. Till 3 o'clock that's why I said to that thing, send me the link. So the Ikigai works. Everything works actually. हम लोग जो बोलते हैं वो ही काम आता है हमारे. You all have no idea. Now this is going to be an energizer for me, because from tomorrow I was planning to go back to work. So thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Now
over to you.
We didn't know that you were sorry, sir, please.
No, I think yeah. So I actually like the session, as I said. So yeah, that's it from my side. Over to you, Sohini. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rajan sir, and everyone else from the Thane chapter.
Sorry, I just interrupt you here. I suppose Mihir had also joined in.
Mihir had joined. He left. I just messaged him a few minutes back.
Okay. Right. Sure.
He's already left. We missed acknowledging his presence when he was here, but I messaged him.
Okay, sure.
Thank you so much, Rajan sir, and the rest of the Thane team for joining today. We also have Mr. Charu Chandra from the Thane chapter, and we are very grateful for having this wonderful session with you. And now I'd like to invite Mr. Gaurang Patel, who is the President-elect of Ahmedabad, ISHRE Ahmedabad chapter, to give the vote of thanks to Dr. Nimrat.
Yeah, thank you, Sohini. Ma'am, thank you very much for such a wonderful sessions. And I'm really thankful after listening the last statement, like your current conditions, and you had delivered the sessions to ISHRE the chapter. Basically, I say this was our K-12 program, which was more focused to address our children from KG to 12. But after listening you, I didn't feel that this was K to 12 program. I can say this was from K to 60 or K to 80 program. It was applicable to me also, because sometimes like the various syndromes you had explained, that we also are being come into that particular trap, and we are not able to come out of the particular things, and then we get some stresses because of that one, and that also affects our children, our families. So thank you very much for this wonderful sessions. I here would also like to thanks our society year partner ALP here. Rajendra, can we have? Yeah, ALP Aeroflex is our society year partner for year 21-22. They are our financial partners, and thank you ALP for supporting the virtual year of ISHRE Ahmedabad chapters. I would like to thank Thane chapters for their active support for this program. Thank you very much, Rajan sir, and Mr. Kale has joined. I think he has left. Charu. So thank you, Thane chapters, and thank the audience for joining the today's sessions. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Nimrata ma'am.
Ma'am, we are very, very, very grateful to you for this wonderful session, especially now that we know that, it was a difficult time for you.
Oh, please. I didn't want to induce that. I hope I haven't induced any.
No.
It was just a statement.
Actually,
I was happy actually.
The participants here that this particular time someone should not demotivate, but it should be, the person should be motivated to this will be a motivational factors for a lot of us.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you so much once again, ma'am, and please do take care.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.